Hey, what's up everyone? DJ Sturf here. I got a diagram for you, and I have a 420 mode completion on the OG Scott Cawthon version of the mobile game. This is not the same as the Click Team port, and in the diagram I'm using the PC timings, which is also not the same as the Scott Cawthon version of the game. It should be the same as the Click Team ports, but I'm not sure that there isn't some kind of mobile variance in how time is treated in Click Team, so I'm not guaranteeing that the timings will be the same. Also, older versions of the game seem to play differently as well in terms of length of time. So I think there was some kind of inaccuracy in terms of how time was perceived by the Click Team engine. I think they've sorted that out, so the latest version should be pretty true, but we will see. All right, so let's get to the diagram, and you'll like the 420 mode completion, I'm sure, but the power percentage remaining, it's fine, but I know I've left some on the table, and I haven't figured out the timings on the old version of the game, the very hard to find version of the game. So I'll have to figure out those timings, and then maybe I could increase that power percentage so much more. So yeah, I've left some on the table on the PC version of Five Nights at Freddy's 1 as well. It's been years since I've played that, so yeah, I got to get back to that at some point, maybe at some point in my life. It's annoying because the length of the nights are so long, so it's 8 minutes 55 seconds. If you mess up once at all, or you get some bad RNG, that's just a lot of time eaten up. Maybe I'm overestimating the time it will take because this is much more to the T in terms of easy strategy, but I don't even know. I'll have to get to it at some point. All right, diagram. So this right here, easiest part. This is Freddy. You don't have to worry about Freddy much because you just keep the camera on 4B and then don't move it. That's it. Freddy is camera stalled, and that's really all there is. All right, Chica. This is going to be hard to see, so I apologize. But Chica has a movement opportunity every 4.98 seconds. And you got Bonnie. Bonnie has a movement opportunity every 4.97 seconds. There, and then Foxy. Trying to make sure I write clearly here. There's movement opportunity every 5.01 seconds. And I've based this timing off of Foxy's movement timer. Right here is when the movement check occurs right at this moment, all right? So the movement check. Will Foxy move? Well, has the camera been checked in between a wide range of time? And on AI 20, there's either a guarantee that Foxy will move if the answer is no, or on lower nights where the AI is, let's say AI is 1, you have a 5% chance of, even if you never check the camera, Foxy moving. But anyway, let's get to this right here. I call this the money range. The width of this money range is 0.83 seconds. Because there's a check, has the camera been checked anywhere between 0.83 seconds and 16.67 seconds? This is a random number drawn from this range, all right? So they're inclusive of that. So let's say the number that's picked is 4. All right, 4.00. Has the camera been flipped within 4 seconds of the movement opportunity check here? And let's say you flipped right here. The answer is yes. All right, you did check the camera. So Foxy won't advance. So let me erase this right here and erase this right here. Let's say you're on 2020 mode. Well, there's a camera flip here. It's in the money range, so Foxy will not advance. All right. Let's say the next time you flip outside of the money range, but it's pretty close. Let's say it's within 1.66 or 1.67 seconds of the movement opportunity check. Yeah. So this wide range right here is the possible number drawn to see, well, have you checked the camera within this time frame? All right. So let's say it's 1.67 seconds. Let's treat this as 0.83 repeating and 16.6 repeating, and then this will be a 1.6 repeating, all that. Let's see, 0.83. The width of this range right here is 15.83. So how many units here? So multiply this by 6, you get 5 seconds. Then you have 3 of these in that plus 1, so you have 19. So if you check within 1.67 seconds, the expected percent of Foxy moving on AI 20 would be 1 over 19, which is about like 5.26%, something like 5.2, something like that. Yeah, something like that. You can check, but go to calc. I don't even know. But that would be the expected percentage of Foxy moving in that one instance. That's a pretty low percentage. If you check like way far out, let's say you flip the camera here and you don't flip any other time, and this is way far out, that's a huge chance of Foxy moving. Foxy's probably going to move, or at least there's a reasonable chance of Foxy moving. If you don't check the camera at all, yeah, you're just asking for trouble. Or if you just sit there in the office and do nothing, then yeah, you're going to get several visits of Foxy. Foxy takes 1%, 6%, 11% every time you hit the door. It's 1%. It's basically if the number of hit is n, it would be n times 5 minus 4. Or you should say 5n minus 4, right? 5n minus 4 for the power percentage. 5n minus 4%. That's how much power Foxy will take. So ideally, you don't want Foxy hitting the door at all. However, there might be an advantage if you time it out just right so that you get one hit on the door from Foxy, and then you max out and hope that Foxy resets to way behind the curtain, which isn't a guarantee. And you wait like 37 seconds or so at the end of the night, and Foxy doesn't run again or isn't at the door jump scaring you at the end of the night. That could be a possible strategy to save power, but whenever you don't check anything on Bonnie, if you just sit there and you don't check the light on Bonnie and you don't check the camera to see if Chica's there and all that, either one can jam the door, all right? And if that happens, then, well, that's basically it for the night unless you are sitting in the office intentionally. It's least bad when Chica jams the door in that case, if you're near the end of the night, because you can still close the door, which would at least, prevent a Foxy occurrence if you have the door shut at the right time. But anyway, I think you get what I'm saying here. But Foxy is the big player. You want to be as close to the money range as possible. You want to minimize the percentage of Foxy's likelihood of moving, and that's really about it. I think there. I was drawing without even realizing my big old head was blocking it. So, yeah, you want to be as close to this range as possible, this green rectangle and all that. But you note throughout the night that since there's an offset in time, so 4.97, especially, let's look at Bonnie, there's a 0.04 second discrepancy every cycle. And how do I do this? Let's see. I think control, and then, why did that computer turn on? It is the weekend. That is not supposed to happen. But you see, Bonnie's check right here, you have to have the door close at exactly this point when there's a check. Like, if Bonnie is ready to either enter the office / jam the door and you'll get jump scared next flip of the camera, it's at this point right here, this line, all right? This line, this line, this line, all that. So, yeah. You want to have the door closed for that. You don't have to have the door closed for a huge range, but on earlier nights, it's kind of tempting to do so because you don't really, I don't know. There's also a good chance that Bonnie won't be at the door very frequently on earlier nights, but anyway, let's keep cycling through. So throughout the night, there's a little bit more offset until you'll see around this point right here. Oh no, well the Bonnie checks are happening now before the Foxy checks, all right? And later in the night, like at the very end of the night, I mean, look how far apart this is. It's like, here's the start of the range here for Foxy. Let's do the up arrow here, there. And then the check for Bonnie is here and here. They're just way apart. It's basically the middle of the night. There's a portion where you're gonna have to gamble on one of the two if you're gonna get like ultimate percentage, or just kind of sit there and flip the camera during Foxy and just think, well, if Bonnie's here, then we lose and all. Like, let's start the night over or whatever if Bonnie shows up at just the wrong time. But them being offset by just a little bit makes it a little tricky because you have to check if Bonnie's there, or maybe even the more economic thing in some of those checks is just close the door right when you need to. So you close the door and open the door immediately and all that later on throughout the night. You get what I'm saying? So you're not even checking the light because you're just gonna close the door, flip, or close the door, open the door, flip, or whatever during some parts of the night. You don't want to do two things. You don't want to have that power if you're just going like super optimization. But anyway, yeah, you just have to have the door shut at this exact moment. And if your door is closed, then you're good. All right. Or if it's like in the animation of closing and all that, you're still going to be fine on that. All right. Yeah. What else? What else? I think that's most of it, really. The ratio of Bonnie's appearances to Chica, let's say they're 2.3 to 2.7x of what Chica usually, how often Chica usually appears. Chica can move back, I think, much more readily than Bonnie. Bonnie will usually appear, let's say 15 times versus Chica's 6. So that's where I just put a range. There's some variation, but it's usually like 2.5x from what I've experienced, where Bonnie appears a whole lot more than Chica. I wonder if someone's had a run where Chica appeared more than Bonnie. That would probably not be likely, but that would be crazy RNG. Then you're talking about, like, you know, where on the curve is that? It'd be just like so far out here. It's crazy. You know, several sigmas out. All right. But yeah, Freddy on 4B. Nice part is when you have the camera on 4B, you can see when Chica is a threat, when Chica can approach your doorway, and when Chica's moving away from the doorway. But whenever you see Chica in 4B, that is prime time to be on alert, because you want to have the door closed whenever Chica is at your door. And then afterwards on 420 mode, you just open the door right afterwards. So you close the door here and then open it here, and you're good. All right, because there is some latency with the door. Like, it takes time for it to animate down. You can't do anything. So you click, you wait for it to finish animating, and then you click again to open it. So yeah, there's a little bit of time latency there. But that's really it. I mean, you want to be as close to this range as possible, or in this range preferably, and then hopefully will prevent Foxy from really going. But if you leave about, let's say, 37 seconds toward the end of the night, it's about a good range. If you've done all the checks very well with Foxy, you can just sit there in the office and then hope that he hasn't advanced. Oh man, I'm glad there isn't an imperial versus metric time measurement. That would make this so much more tricky to explain. That's really it. You know what I mean? So maybe I'll come out with some full timings and all that. But here, if it's within 0.83 seconds, you were talking about, let's say right here, 4.18 seconds. And then this would be 9.19. And then this would be 14.20 right here. So this point right here. So you want to check in between here. You can also treat it like a timing window. So if you have a 0.83 second wide window right here, so you have 4.18 to 5.01 seconds range for this money range right here, you just split that in half basically. So you'd have 4.595 would be the center, and then you'd have a timing window with the range of so the range would equal 0.415 seconds. That's a 415 milliseconds. That's a long range, but there are a lot of other things going on. And yeah, if Bonnie is at the door at some point, then yeah, that adds complexity to it. There's also the issue of this right here, 0.00 seconds. You also have to calibrate what 0.00 seconds is, but there's a wide enough range here that if you aim to check in the middle of the range, you should be good. But there is some loading time and all that, so where the zero state is, you have to kind of figure that out. And I know there are tools that people have made to increase the success rate of this, and knowing exactly where the time is and exactly when to flip and all that. Could be a graphical tool, could be just a timer or whatever, but those things can help in that regard. I think it's a different category, you know, but we're talking about optimization to the nth degree, and yeah, I understand that. There should be a category for that, really. So Yeah, but anyway, let me get to the the completion here. What I do in this night, and the timings aren't the same on the Scott Cawthon version of the game. And make sure this is the right key. Yes. Don't want to hit the wrong key. But I don't know the timings on it, so if you treat this range as everything, like I'm flipping, then checking, then flipping, then checking, then flipping. I'm trying to check basically hopefully 2 times per cycle or so, and then I will be very close to the range with the latest camera flip. Because if I start flipping every 2.5 seconds or so, if I'm estimating that the nights are about half the length and the cycles are half the length in the same regard by the same multiplier or whatever, which I'm not sure if that's the case or not yet, but I'll have to check some stuff out. I may do that inductively. I don't have the access to the source code on that, or the decompile or whatever. Yeah, if people complain about source code. People also complain about FNaF all caps and all that, because I used to capitalize FNaF like this. Like this, right? Five Nights at Freddy's. But the developer who made the series still capitalizes it like that. So I think that's probably fine as well. But anyway, if I'm flipping, let's say about 2 times a cycle, I'm leaving myself a good chance that this is going to be close enough to the money range that, let's say, like this prevents 99.1% of Foxy's movement based on the number that's drawn or whatever from this wide range. So yes. Yeah, so that was basically my strategy until I figure out what's going on. But if I just flip once every 2.5 seconds and then I flip once every 2.5 seconds, this is just asking for trouble. Like, Foxy's definitely gonna run at the office pretty early, and then I will not be a happy camper. So that was my initial idea there, is just flip frequently and try to time it out, maybe about every 1.25 seconds or so. So I'm close to the range that I want to be around. All right, this money range. That's about it. Cool. I'm thinking if there's anything else. Have fun. I don't know. But hope you enjoyed this little diagram. I can fill out the time codes and all that, and the ranges and all that. But yeah, there are a few ways to think about it. Hope you enjoyed that. And let me get to the 420 mode completion. Cool. Yeah. Next part. All right, first run was 9%, so let's see what I can do. Try to improve that. That was really fast. Come on. like that Chica's just kind of chilling this run. Check that yet. Come on. Okay. Oh, now they're all showing up. Okay. Revenge of the animatronics on this one. Okay, I think that's probably long enough, so I'm just gonna juggle. Hopefully I've handled Foxy well enough that I won't get jump scared by Foxy, but we'll see. No clue. No clue. Played a little less wasteful this run, so hopefully this will work out to be just fine, but we'll see. Maybe we'll get jump scared by Foxy, maybe we won't. Hopefully your day is going well. Hopefully I don't get jump scared by Foxy, but we might. Oh, we're good. Okay. That was pretty decent. Alright. Cool. Yeah, that's a fun little mobile game. That is a fun little mobile game. And the UI works. Like, it's fine. It is fine. I kind of wonder about the hitboxes for the buttons on the door. Because I was, like, way, way to the right of the ones on the left. So let's just, well, that's going to be enough time, right? So this won't be a serious attempt at a 2020, but yeah, look at that. It goes all the way out, like, here. Oh, my goodness. Freddy, you are already over here, so, yeah. And Freddy's laugh overrides the door opening and closing. That's funny. That's crazy. That is crazy. Is it less far in on this one? Maybe not. Oh, hey, Foxy. Oh, that was cool. Yeah. Okay, so the hitbox is very generous, and I'm actually okay with that. I mean, on phones especially, that would be a problem. On the tablet, I got all sorts of room, but yeah, that's actually useful for phones. So, cool. All right, well, that's a good video. Was that like 14 or 15% or something like that? So that's better. I'm sure you can optimize it a lot better than that. If you figure out the exact timings and all that, then you can improve that a lot more as well, I'm quite certain. So, all right, thanks for watching, everyone. Peace, God bless, have a great day. Yeah, thanks for watching, as always. Yeah, I just said thanks for watching twice. All right, cool. Yeah, the end.